Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week, we have a bunch of interviews regarding patch 4.1 to go over in anticipation of this upcoming live letter, patch 4.1, part 1 live letter. And also, we have our 4th anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV, The Rising. But first, let's do our introductions. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poperomo. Of course, joining me is Sly, aka Slythefox, aka Sly, aka Greyfox, aka you my boy Blue. How you doing, Sly? How you doing? Yeah. So, you can change over to the scene of both of us now. So we ran into a huge technical issue, as you can already tell by the fact that Dwayne's not with me this show. My internet just shit the bed in the 2 hours between me ending my stream and State of the Realm going live. So while I was live, I was trying to get Sly set up to host the show tonight on his computer, which is exactly what's going on. By the way, you're muted. Ah! It's a good thing I did most of the talking, Sly.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You cut him some slack, guys. I do it, and I do the show every fucking week. So if he does it once, and that's not the end.
When
of the
is
world,
that
right?
Not an issue? That's always a stream issue, though.
That's always that's
always an in-stream issue.
It was like
for me.
It was like 10 after 4 when we started setting this up, and the show starts at 4 normally. So you know what? I'll take it, considering we actually have a live show. The other option was that we were just going to do it offline if nothing was going to work,
and that was going to be boring. That would have been boring. We didn't want that.
You know what I would have done? I would have told the chat to still, guys, just keep talking as if you're there, so we have something in the chat section on the screen. Mm-hmm. So hey guys, who likes airplane peanuts? You know, let's just do something like that. So thank you for adjusting really quick at the end there, Sly, to get us actually live this week and on my channel too. So we got everything. It's not even in the same spot.
No problem.
Not even remotely a problem. So, on that note, I guess we can actually start with the show. It's just gonna be me and you this week, Sly. I missed having some alone time. You took a hold of the last 2 shows in terms of asking the questions, and then this show you had to take hold of the actual show. How does it feel?
Not good.
Not good?
I'm gonna drink more than I usually do, so like this isn't good. This isn't me. Again, sorry, internet. You know, everybody YouTube comments, what the fuck ever. I don't let's just
hey, he got the show live this week, so it was like I said, it was either that or it's gonna be offline and put on YouTube later. So you have complete control, Sly. Hooray. Just think of all the things I've done with complete control over all the years, and now consider this is your moment. All right?
Yeah, no fucking pressure. Thank you.
No, not your moment to impress everyone. Your moment to do what I always do and fuck with everything. Yeah, like imagine if it was last week and you had to do the animating for Raya.
Oh, see, that would have been easy. I could have done that.
No, dude, it killed my wrist. Like doing it, like every time he would talk for more than like 4 minutes, I'd be like, oh, fuck, please.
You decided to do that bullshit.
Okay, but once I started, I couldn't stop.
I couldn't. Well, like I usually have the stream up. I couldn't have the stream up because I would have died.
Dude, my favorite moment
time.
was the moment where, and I think somebody sent me a gif of it, the moment where Drac realizes it's happening is great. Like you see his face, he's completely composed, and then all of a sudden it's just like,
we were both holding it in. We couldn't really do anything. We were holding it in.
Oh man. All right. So Sly, let's get on topic. Okay. We're already super late with the show. In fact, we are almost an hour late starting the show this week. So let's get right on topic now that we've covered the technical issues that plagued the stream earlier or plagued the stream in the first place.
Yep.
So the first thing we need to talk about is The Rising. I want to start with that because it's not a super long topic before we get into the meatier things.
Yeah.
Because the main reason I want to start with The Rising is because not only did you have to host a show this week, but I didn't get to do what I wanted to do this week.
You wanted to do it live.
No, I didn't want to do it live, Sly. I was going to make a video intro to this week's show where you're in the maze for Cheap Dungeon, which we'll talk about in a second, and you find the letters and the password to State of the Realm. That was my plan. I learned very quickly that wasn't going to work when I went to my toy chest, though. I could have theoretically, now thinking about it, though, I could still do it if I go on an alt. and I get the original layout, and I just keep failing it on purpose until I get all the letters.
Too late now, plus more production for me. No. No. God, no. No.
Yeah, because I tried going to the toy chest, and the toy chest doesn't use the same system for Cheap Dungeon as the actual event does, and that disappointed me a lot. It's much different, but we'll talk about that when we talk about Cheap Dungeon itself. So the Rising, Sly, our yearly anniversary event in Final Fantasy XIV to celebrate how many years the game has been around since it was rebooted.
Mm-hmm.
Have you finished the Rising?
I have finished the Rising.
How long did it take you?
5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. All right. So if you haven't done the Rising yet, you're being lazy. Or you're playing something else like Dauntless or Dissidia while waiting for 4.1, which we'll get to talk about later in the show. So the event is almost a direct continuation of the event from 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting about that is 2 years ago is when we went up to the development floor. And we had an adventure where there were bugs that were infinitely respawning, and we couldn't stop them. And those bugs were representing the RMT. Now, they must think they're doing a pretty good job of preventing that nowadays, because according to this, we stopped it in its entirety, according to the story itself.
Did we?
No. On Gilgamesh, they can't make new characters, so yeah, I'm fine. But
well, we're going to get to the interview, but
yeah, when we get to the interview, I'm not going to be safe for much longer. I think we all know the truth behind that. But the event basically has you trying to find the Wandering Minstrel, because he disappeared last I think it's Nonara spoke to him, and he was going after more of those bugs that were trying to ruin the event.
Really, really dumb Sly thing. Why didn't I realize that Nonara is Yoshi P's Black Mage?
I didn't realize that till just now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, look at the character. That is.
I mean, I've realized I've never actually looked at Yoshi P's character. Like, there's tons of screenshots of it. I've just.
Yeah, whenever he does like anything live lettery or anything, and he's doing a demo and he's on Black Mage, that's his Black Mage.
I've never paid attention to that. Sly, I don't even care about how my own character looks. There's no way you could have convinced me to ever have noticed that without somebody directly telling me that. It's bad, man. It's real bad.
I feel like stupid for now just realizing.
No, you're smarter than I am because you realized it. I didn't. That's the bottom line. I feel like there's a ton of people watching who didn't actually know that and now know that. There's also a ton of people who didn't think we're idiots.
Yeah,
that we're idiots. So that's fine. So we find Yoshi P, oddly enough, in a repurposed Mordion jail.
GM jail. First time in GM jail, baby. We didn't do anything wrong.
I can't believe they used the GM jail as an asset for the event.
I'm just in there like in wonder and awe. I'm like, so this is GM jail. Huh. Okay. So this is what happens when you talk shit.
Or name your character I Did Your Mom.
Yeah.
That was 11, but the Mordion jails do look very similar between the two games. And it is called the Mordion jail in both games.
Yeah.
So we go in there and we find out the Wandering Minstrel is his powers are locked away in this bug that attacked him. And we have to go into the bug's mind and locate a password to help him unlock his powers. Now, the whole day I was streaming, I was doing other things other than the event. And everyone kept telling me, Haps, just wait till you do the dungeon. You're going to love the dungeon. And I don't know about you, Sly, but when I think of a dungeon, I think of what we got for the Halloween event last year with the Haunted Mansion. I love that. That is my favorite event of all time.
This goes back to the heyday of dungeons. I immediately thought like, oh, SMT, huh, yay. Or any old dungeon crawler, anything like that. But yeah, like I accepted it. I kind of figured in terms of quality, one, every year it gets shorter. Two, we try to top it and we kind of get let down a little bit. I mean, it wasn't complete letdown. I love the event. As short as it was, it's still, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. But, I'll take what I get.
So for those who haven't done it, I'm going to spoil you right now. Cheap Dungeon you can compare it to a lot of older games. Even though it doesn't technically follow the same control scheme, Wolfenstein is something that immediately comes to mind. I had a lot of old computer games that I couldn't even name. There was a screensaver. I think there used to be like a screensaver on like Windows 98 where it's just a maze and you use the 4 arrow keys and you just move forward, you turn left or right, or you can go back. And that was the dungeon, except it was in like a Coil-esque dungeon, in a sense. And your goal is to find the password by matching the numbers you find on the first floor to the same location of the letters on the second floor to figure out a 7-letter password, which I believe can be Chocobo, Fantasy, Bahamut, or there's one more.
Fantasy, Bahamut.
The chat will get us in a second, so
yeah,
I don't really feel bad if I don't remember it. I got Bahamut. I don't know what you got.
Chocobo.
All right, so a Crystal. There you go. I couldn't remember what the last one was. And let's break those down for a second because, okay, so we have S crystal, T crystal, A crystal, T crystal, E, what is it? Bahamut, Chocobo, Fantasy. I'm sure E was one of the other fucking letters that was like just a throwaway. I'm just trying to figure out how I would have looked if I got State of the Realm working properly. Like have me stealing the letters from inside the actual thing. There's also comments from the developers that make you feel really bad for them in a way. What's that? A deadline? Oh, no. Oh, it's not a bug. It's a feature.
Not a bug. It's a feature. That was my favorite one.
That's everyone's favorite one. That's not a bug. It's a bug. Let's just call it a feature.
Yeah.
So there's all these different things. And it was funny for me because everyone kept telling me you're going to love the dungeon. And I was like, oh, I'm really looking forward to this now. And then we get in, I'm like,
you were let down.
Well, no, I loved it. But okay. It was because I had set myself up with the expectation it would be a normal dungeon. It was twice as hilarious to me because I was like, yo, yeah, I heard it's a dungeon. Everyone's telling me it's so good. And then I get to this thing and I'm like, now I know why it's called Cheap Dungeon.
Yeah.
I was going to call this episode Cheap Podcast. Honestly, feels like I still could, maybe.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I would still go with that name. At least. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Once you finish that, then it's just talk to a few NPCs. You know, they thank you for 4 years of playing, and then you go home.
No. That's not the best part. The best part is you get 2 minions.
Oh, here it comes.
Because that's a minion, which is fine. I'll take that. But the minion that caught everybody's eye, and not just because of the minion, was the least minion. Because of the text from the least minion, from the description.
Oh, you mean the one where it says it's just a repurposed Eda minion, right? I like that one. I like that one a lot, too, where it's like totally not just a repurposed Eda minion.
No. I'm talking about the text with like, once you go into the, yeah.
I know. Yeah, it says that it's like this character's garments were totally not on purpose designed to look like Lise was a dancer. Or
dancer confirmed, boys. Let's go.
So I'd like to point out
5.0.
I'd like to point out that 2 years ago was right after Heavensward came out, and they name dropped Red Mage and Samurai. And what did we get this expansion? You can say it.
Mage and Samurai.
Red Mage and Samurai.
And maybe a dancer.
Yeah. No. But anyway.
Maybe.
Now this one is mocking the people who thought it was dancer. And I feel like that's not accidental.
Like I'm trying to remember the other teases from the development floor. The Doom Train tease we still haven't gotten yet. That's still a possibility.
Yeah, I forgot about the Doom Train tease. I feel like everyone's waited so long.
The one where they said which one, red or blue. I mean, we're still probably maybe gonna get Blue Mage, maybe.
Well, no. So someone Hammer just brought that up in the chat. How the Alamegan earrings say there's no hope for Blue Mage. There's so many like direct name drops. Like we have the Geomancer directly dropped in the Astrologian storyline. You have Blue Mage dropped in the Alamegan earring set, and you have Dancer name dropped basically in the least minion. So they're just fucking with us, man. I don't know. Man, I don't know anymore.
Actually, one thing I just finished. What is it? Weaver. The Weaver quest line still seems like Dancer's a complete possibility.
It's never not been a possibility, especially when Samurai and Red Mage were largely because people asked for them. And if people largely ask for Dancer, they're going to prioritize, especially with Thavnair. Like, I think it's fair to expect Dancer to come out of Thavnair in particular. It's just something like their garments and sort of their history is very akin to that. So I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I'm not, but I still stand by. I'm so happy that Lys was a monk and not a Dancer when it came down to just that scenario, because I was like, holy shit. I have you people never seen like an old Chinese film before? She swung with her clothes. Monks do that in those movies. So I think they've learned they need to stop like doing things like people just get at each other's throats regarding things like that. There was also some other stuff though. There's the answers rendition from the end of 1.0, from the days when they basically stopped saving server progress and all the cities were invaded by like copies of like super bosses and were one-shotting people. That rendition of answers is also one of the things you can pick up from the event.
I got it, haven't listened to it, but I know which song it is, which version of answers it is. It's
a great version of answers. Like it's not the orchestral masterpiece that the original is, but it's a great rendition. So I would highly recommend anyone picking it up. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes of your time. Just keep in mind that that rendition of answers, there's an NPC called the Rising Vendor. That's the person you need to get it from.
Oh, you mean Menphilia?
The Rising Vendor.
No,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Menphilia.
It's always
like somebody had to point that out to me. I'm like, wait. Let me look at the hair. Like that's the one thing that like really told it for me. Like, oh yeah, that is Menphilia. Yeah.
It's really nice. It's really, really nice. There is also the actual music. You do get a music sheet from actually finishing the event as well, but you just have to go to the vendor to get this one. And of course, your favorite, what are they called? Fireworks. The Heavens Cracker. That's racist. The red one, the Realm Reborn Red.
Yeah.
Realm Reborn Red's always been my favorite. Miu's favorite has always been the Heavens Cracker. That's racist.
And you can repeat it. Like you can are they just actual gil or do you?
You just buy them, for like 11 gil a pop or something. You could stock up on like 10,000 of them if you want.
So, yeah,
you get all those Heavens Crackers. Spread some whiz cheese on them. You'll be good.
Yeah. So Stage Reborn, stock up.
Yes,
stock up.
Damn right. All right. So that's the Rising event. Very very simple. Nothing else to really glean from it. The Dancer comment is obviously the biggest thing that comes out of it, unless there's something hidden there that I missed. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think there is.
There's,
to be honest,
pretty much nothing to miss.
Who knows, man? I swear they said a few years ago there was something that nobody noticed, and I was like, now I'm like super cautious of every time we get one of these events. Let's move on from the Rising. We want to make that section of the show short because the next section is really the meat of it. Sly, we're at the end of August. You know what that means?
Cooler weather. Well, not for you.
No, it's 104 degrees.
Yeah, not for you, but yeah, for me, it's like 70. It was like 70 today. It was nice.
It's 70 degrees. Fahrenheit, by the way, because we're American.
America.
But the big thing that happened was there was a bunch of Japanese media sites that posted interview questions.
Yeah.
And there's some meaty stuff.
No fucking peaches here, baby. It's all meat. Let's go.
I don't know. Some of it's not really peaches. Some of them it's kind of like the idle commentary you get from the live letters when the special guests come on, though. So
it's
not peaches, though.
Yeah.
I'll say it's not peaches. This is why I don't give Americans a microphone. That's all I'm going to say. So we have there's a Reddit post by 11 Mile translating it all. Arthur's also did a very loose translation on his Twitter. So Sly, what do you say we go through this Reddit thread and kind of talk about it a little bit?
Let's do it.
All right, so the first thing is pre-patch 4.1, we'll see small scale updates and PvP adjustments. Sly, we got those today, those PvP adjustments. A lot of people are not happy.
I haven't done any feasts. What have people noticed?
So they nerfed all the DPS pretty much, and the tanks, and the healers are still strong as fuck. So like for example, Dragoon lost a ton of potency, Monk lost a ton of potency.
Oh, great. So
it's not great. It basically makes it really hard. It makes it even harder if you're a DPS to solo carry. It's pretty much been accepted that Dark Knight Scholar and I can't remember. There's one other OP job that like most people climb the ladder on, and those jobs are probably even better off now than they were before. So, Dark Knight saw some nerfs, but they're probably still going to be at the top. Technically, Samurai and Red Mage were buffed, but the DPS that were really good at bursting people down got brought down, and the DPS that were less good at bursting people down got brought up. So it might be more balanced in the end, but nobody wants to see any DPS in PvP get nerfed. It's pretty hard to kill people.
Yeah, it's gonna make climbing the ladder a bitch for me.
Yeah, Dragoon especially. A lot of Dragoons were really upset with their nerfs in particular. So yeah. Let's hope it pans out a little bit better. I know I was just talking with a friend of mine, Keo, who I do page clears with most weeks for 04 Savage, and he says he's been enjoying this season. I wonder how this is going to impact his enjoyment, if it'll be better or worse. He's a healer, I believe, in PvP.
Yeah, so. By the way, I never got to ask you, are you considering climbing the ladder?
No, not really. Especially not with like Dauntless out and the Dissidia beta. I only really got to pour a day into the Dissidia beta because I'm trying to finish P5 before I go away to PAX West. And then by the time I get back from PAX West, the Dissidia beta is done. So unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yep.
But yeah, you know what they fixed today also? They check your weekly hunts. They're weekly now, not daily. The text has been wrong on that since the expansion launched.
Yeah. And
it only took them almost 2.5 months to fix the text on it. So kudos. Let's see. Shinryu Extreme confirmed. That's not new.
We knew that.
Yeah.
Please look forward.
More ways to utilize clan mark logs. That's the upgrades. Yeah.
Thank God, because
we always know that's coming, Sly. We always know it's going to happen.
I know it's coming, but like I've been waiting for it. I'm like, what can I do with these shits? Like, please give me something to do.
Yeah, with the way your Heavensward rating went, I mean, they were really valuable for you in 3.1 because of what happened with A3 Savage, and then on top of that, Midas with A6 Savage.
Yeah,
those were really valuable to you. They also want to make Grand Company currencies more useful, which surprises me.
Please.
I'm all for it. I'm just surprised that that's a priority. You know what I mean?
Well,
remember the last time they were useful? The Anima weapon. And Eureka weapon's on its way. So
yeah,
may not be something to get that excited about.
But still, like right now, I'm leveling crafters at a pretty quick rate, and I always do my GC turn-ins, and I never have anything to spend that shit on except for like cordials.
Cordials are good, but even then, I kind of always want high cordials.
Cordials and manuals. That's the only thing I spend it on.
Which is fine. It's just that you do wish there was something that wasn't just a consumable that it was good for, like long term. And let's be honest, the squadron items you almost never spend Grand Company seals on those. So by the time you can even use them, you've already beat the level 40 mission, so they're barely useful at all. Plans to upgrade the weathered items or antiquated for us from the job quests, the level 70 ones. Do you think they're going to do something like the augmented system from back in A Realm Reborn? A lot of people kind of liked it, but it was also kind of tedious to upgrade them and make them glamour.
I remember they were talking about doing something. I mean, these were just talks. This was just conversation of doing something akin to, I don't know, relic armor.
Yeah, do you think they would make the weathered part of that though? I feel like what starts in Eureka stays in Eureka.
But I kind of feel like it's probably the perfect time to introduce it.
Yeah, you got a good point. I mean, it's weathered and you want to unleash it to its full power. Yeah, that I'm totally down for that. I hope that you'd be able to upgrade the looks for them though, but that there would be along the way an upgraded look for the armor itself. And you can I believe you can get those from the vendor that lets you like buy all your old shit if you ever dropped it at some point. But I'd be cool with that if they took the weathered piece and you had to unlock its full potential to do the whole relic armor thing they've talked about in the past. Yeah, I'm cool for that. What else do we got? They're starting to focus on the core system of glamours and making it better. Thank God. If it was like Transmog or Guild Wars 2, I might actually
That's what I was about to say. Transmog.
It's not just adding new glamours. It's literally the core system of how it works that they're starting to look at. And I really hope they can improve it, because for a game that loves its glamour system or loves giving people the option to dress up, it is not good. It is not. It is one of the worst. Final Fantasy XI has a fucking better glamour system than Final Fantasy XIV does.
It's simple.
I shit you not. Final Fantasy XI is way better.
It's simple, but like I really don't feel like I have to go through hell and half of Georgia just to glamour my shit. Like, it's not bad
compared to any other game you do. Any other game, it's like, hey, I've owned this piece at some point in my existence. Cool. Let me just change the look. That's it. That's all it is.
So what's your solution? Getting rid of the prisms altogether?
Get rid of the prisms and just make it so as soon as you've collected a look, just if you want to apply that look to a specific gear set, great. And that's the other thing that needs to be fixed, is if you have the same piece across multiple gear sets, you have the same glamour across multiple gear sets. That's another core issue with our current glamour system. So that's something that people are asking for en masse. That's one of the main reasons I think they're trying to adjust it. But I hope that they can give us more information on that. But I think prisms will be gonzo within the next several months.
Yeah, it's all like I kind of saw it coming with, you know, the way they kind of like they had it tiered before, and now it's just simple, you know, no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just armor craft, you know, everything. And yeah, I kind of see it going out the window now.
I hope so. I mean, didn't they just they got rid of not the repairing one. Was it the melding ones they got rid of? Because you don't need the melding ones at all anymore.
Were there melding ones?
Yeah, there were the catalysts. You used to need catalysts. They got rid of that in the expansion. So they're starting to do away with like those things that are like have multi tiers. I wouldn't even be surprised to see the repair one get brought down to just a single one, regardless of level, at some point in the future. It's so weird the way we have it now.
Yeah.
So those are things that hopefully to see them kind of toning back on, because it seems they've started to realize those were a mistake. It's a very old school JRPG way of doing it, and it's just not good. Also, expanding inventory. They are working on it. In fact, 4.06a, the patch that had the PvP adjustments, had they did infrastructure updates to the servers. So we're hoping that that's going to be the thing. And they brought up the smartphone app again. But Sly, you always want more inventory. I know you always complain.
This the back end of this is what I'm really concerned about. Now,
the smartphone app?
Yes.
Okay, talk to me, Sly. Talk to me.
It's good, and hold on, let me hold my beer. It's good and it's bad. It's good for people, you know, who, you know, have busy lives and, you know, they're crafters and everything. They want to check on, you know, the market board and everything. And that's fine to a certain extent, but this is going to kill the fucking market board. Like,
I can feel you. They literally, if someone wants to undercut 24/7, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Like, all people, like people can Netflix and chill. They don't have to be on the fucking game. They can just like be watching Netflix, check the market from the app. Done. Like there's a modicum of effort that goes into, you know, having to log in the game and see that your shit hasn't sold and you had the undercut, but now making it to where you can undercut 24/7. Yeah, I'm all for convenience, but at the same time, this is going to ruin the fucking market.
It's going to be like, you know how like there's weekday times and there's weekend times, like to judge the prices? That's gone.
There's no time whatsoever.
It is weekend prices all day, every day. To be fair, though, if people are just on the market, the one thing they lack is the ability to go get more of said item that is selling. So once their item's gone, it's gone. Like, so I don't know about you, but sometimes I get enough item to sell on the boards, and as soon as it sells, I go to get more if I'm still online. Because I don't want to overstock and then have to undercut and then realize I spent all this time. I like to see kind of like piece by piece the market evolve. So, right. But I agree with you. Yeah, the undercutting is going to be out of control. You know how many like retainers on Gilgamesh are literally called like undercut by one or undercut you or sorry -1 or something like that? It's bad.
Just imagine, like if this shit was out like right now and you're going to PAX, you're not going to be on. You have like stacks and stacks of whatever the fuck you have.
Oh, I'm going to have stacks and stacks by the time I get back, baby.
See what I mean? I'm all for convenience. I'm all for, pushing new technology and everything, but don't ruin the current market any further.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason they held the smartphone back app, originally the app was supposed to be just link shell chatting or like group chatting between the people who you played the game with. But now, honestly, it looks like it's moving towards the way like the BattleNet app, but like even more advanced. Because as we talk about some of the stuff that's coming later, I feel like they specifically wanted those features before the smartphone app came out.
Put it like this. Ash doesn't even have to log in the fucking game anymore.
He has to make the items.
I mean, he has to make shit. He can make shit. He can take one day a week to make shit and not log in.
This app, if it's because I believe they wanted to monetize it in some way, like maybe the market board feature was like $1 a month or some shit like that. I don't know.
People pay for that.
I know they will.
They're
but
already
I'm thinking
paying
of
for
Japan
retainers.
because this is going to be so convenient and like Japan is very busy lifestyle. This is going to be like a huge hit over there. But let's be honest, Americans are also going to love it, and then they're going to fucking shit on everyone with their price.
Pretty much.
Man. Or you could introduce a cooldown on changing prices.
That would work.
That was suggested.
That would make you like kind of think about what you like, how much you want to undercut, and how long would you put the cooldown though?
I don't know. I'm not the right person. I don't use the market board enough to ask. You'd have to ask someone who uses it.
Really, Mr. Desynthesis? You don't use the market board enough?
I do on a new patch, but I haven't raised. Like if you think about like in short bursts and then over a long period, I don't use it that much. I buy like 500 food and potions at one time, and then I don't go back unless I'm selling something. And even then, I still only do it like once a day. Like I only go to adjust my prices once a day.
Do you think, and this goes to chat as well, or everybody who watches the episode, do you think a kind of like a dungeon penalty would not really call it a penalty, but 30 minutes would be enough time for a cooldown? It's like, hey, you only get one shot to undercut if you're on the app.
Like, do not miss your chance to blow.
I knew you were going there.
This opportunity comes once every 30 minutes.
Oh, God. And see, the only reason I say that is it's kind of unfair for somebody to be able to undercut that much and not have to, physically log into the game. Do a little bit of the work, log into the game. That way you can undercut as much as you fucking want to. But if you're on the app, you have to deal with a quote-unquote penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even okay with it only being a penalty from the app. Honestly, I don't think they have the infrastructure to do that. But or you could only check the prices, or maybe you could only check the prices from the app.
You never know.
Maybe you just make it so you can't adjust it on the app.
Right.
You can maybe you could put the item up initially, but not change any existing ones, or maybe you can only look. There are ways to counteract it, whether it be a penalty or some of those other ways we just suggested. But it is something to consider with that smartphone app.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the chat features because a lot of people, I don't know about you, but in Elysium, a lot of people, they go out of their way to chat outside of the game, and they chat a lot in the game. But a lot of times it's over voice chat. So I'm curious how it would affect the dynamic of free companies and link shells to have that on the go chatting.
I kind of feel like it's redundant. I mean, like you said, we already have a lot of resources.
Oh, yeah, because they're already doing it on like Discord and
TeamSpeak and everything.
It's really annoying trying to manage all those Discords though. Like if you have like if you have like a link shell Discord and a free company, and I know people that have like characters across multiple servers, and
it is, but like you can easily do it off game. Like pick a program. You can easily do it off that. So, yeah, I feel like it's kind of redundant. I mean, if you want to put it in the app to make it kind of seamless into the game, I'm all for it. But at the same time, it's redundant.
It also helps for people that maybe in the game and don't use Discord. Like a lot of people, when they're sitting at home, they're not talking in Discord. They're talking in the game. Yeah. And then, it's a matter of identifying which communities would use the tool most efficiently. But I think it's good to have the option. And it's something I've waited to see them do for a pretty long time. Because it also keeps people sub to the game. If you could talk in game, but you need an active sub to do it. People used Final Fantasy 11, and I see plenty of people do 14. They don't do in-game content, but they log in and they talk to people all the time. And if you could do that on your phone, but you still have to have an active sub to do it, I don't know. It might be something that they think will keep subs even during duller times. We'll see. It's not guaranteed, but we don't know what they're actually thinking. But it is something they're working on. Something else they're working on. 4.1 is going to have cross-server friends lists and be the ability to send tells across servers.
I'm for this. I'm
okay.
all for this. Yeah.
So Sly, remember earlier when I said Gilgamesh doesn't get RMT tells?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing now?
I can't wait to get tells. But how are they going to locate me cross? I guess that's the other question, though.
How do they locate everybody?
They usually use a search feature, but I guess they don't really talk about that much here in terms of a search feature. That's the only thing I don't know because it's not mentioned here. They only talk about adding friends and sending tells.
So remember everybody saying, including yourself, come to Greg. We don't have RMT. Yeah, good luck.
Well, no, it's you can't come to Greg and we don't have RMT because you still can't come to Greg.
Yeah.
To be fair, the Ether data center has like 140 party finders on like certain nights of the week. So Ether data center overall is doing fine. But this is crazy for me that we're getting this because we got the crossover blacklist first, which they clearly thought was a priority that needed doing.
It is.
Yeah. But now the tell feature, the whole reason they wanted to avoid this for so long was because they were afraid of somebody like finishing a dungeon and then like leaving the dungeon and going and just being like, hey
fuck you.
400 DPS, fuck you. You took my loot, you piece of shit. Like it's that stuff, that they were trying. How has their stance changed?
This is the first season of the feast all over again.
But for me, it's like, why has their stance changed from that initial one?
And bringing that up, if we're going to go this far, give us our fucking words back in the feast, bastards.
We can send tells cross server, but I still can't talk in the feast.
Yeah, like this makes it easy, really easy to know, okay, I see this name after the match. Hey, fucking suck.
Cross server ERP. How you doing? That's like the most depressing long distance relationship of all time. You're like, how like you could do a long distance relationship in an MMO, but you're like both at least on the same fucking server.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think I said it last week. This is some AOL chat room bullshit we got going on. Oh man, that's what it's gonna be, man. I can already tell. The good news is it won't be in my whispers.
I kind of feel like there are going to be limits to this, though.
I mean, there's got to be. I mean, obviously, it's the one main limit is it's still within your data center.
Yeah, that. But, to kind of make it, I don't know, less feisty, like it was in season 1. Yeah, less feisty.
I can only send tells with pre-made messages.
Not even that, but yeah, maybe, I don't know, you have to be a friend with that person.
Yeah, that was what the chat was suggesting. That you'd probably have to be on the friends list. Yeah.
High five chat. Yes.
It's one of the most underutilized things they introduced because you can't do crossover friends right now. Did you know that if you do Party Finder stuff, there's a recently played with tab for people you've played with?
Yeah. But
it's like the most useless thing. It's good for blacklisting, but other than that.
Yeah, but you can't like tell them or can you blacklist them?
You can blacklist cross server, yeah. That's the only thing you can do. So you can use that to blacklist people if you don't like them, but that has a strong, synergy with being able to send the tells and the crossover friends list. So
yeah, it is useless.
Yeah. I use it just to know, like, if I really played with somebody well, because I play with initials on, I kind of want to find them. So if I see them in a party the following week, I could be like, what, good, awesome. But it really feels like it's missing something because that's all it's good for, pretty much.
And this will add to it.
What, the next thing? Or the...
No, this, what we were currently talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, the next thing does too. A group chat is feature. We'll see implementation on 4.2.
A link shell.
So I think they, instead of making it so your link shells were actually cross-server, because a link shell is ultimately a group chat, I think that's what they mean here. It's the equivalent of making a cross-server community using this feature, and I'm positive it would be used in the app as well.
So a cross-server link shell.
Yeah, they said they were working on these. It's just interesting to see them call it, quote, group chat, unquote.
Just call it what it is.
Ish. It says ish. Show. What the hell does the ish mean? How is it group chat ish and not just group chat?
Yeah. Let's call it what it is, a crossover link show. Move on.
It's good to see that 4 years into this game's life, it's actually getting some of the social features that have been kind of a staple in other MMOs or other online games.
Right.
Kind of behind the times. A little bit behind the times.
You gotta realize that, you know, A Realm Reborn was rebuilding. And so of course, we were going to be behind the times on everything. Social, battle, everything.
Yeah, 2 years, 8 months was the total development time of A Realm Reborn. Yeah, that's not a lot of time. So I guess you're right. Yeah, but we are pretty behind the times when it comes to that. Yeah. And we just got swimming. So to be fair, I don't really give a shit about swimming. I still don't give a shit about swimming. I'll never give a shit about swimming. And nothing can make me give a shit about swimming. So don't say it. I saw the look on your face.
I give a shit about swimming.
Yeah. No, you don't. Stop it. So sometimes it's okay to be behind the times. Sometimes not so much. All right. There you go. They're talking about making items stackable up to $9.99, but it won't make it for the next batch. Some items, Sly, not all of them. I'd imagine Aetheryte tickets would be one of them, though.
Make it easy on fucking crafters, please.
No, it's not going to be for that. No way. I guarantee you it's not. And we know they have the technology because crystals and shit stack up over $999. So we'll see how it ends up working. Although the way it's displayed is very different. So yeah. So then we get to talking about the 14-hour broadcast coming up and the producer live letter that's going to be there this Friday. Return to Ivalice is going to be one of the spotlights, which makes sense of with Yasumi Matsuno being the special guest for that live letter in particular. And it's going to have a whopping load of spoilers, even though they're only going to introduce parts of it. So you'll know how Return to Ivalice is going to play out probably by this Friday.
By the way, I'm trying to remember, what Ivalice did you say we were going to see?
The tactics one. I don't think we'll see the 12 one. I don't think it makes sense, especially with what happened to the Yasumi Matsuno surrounding Final Fantasy 12, how he left the company before it was done and stuff like that. So I don't think that place it's as special to his heart as Tactics is. They're also going to introduce all the 4.1 content, but they're not going to talk about it too much in depth. This is normal for a part 1 live letter. Sly, do you want to work with me here and recap what we at least know so far will be in 4.1 for the viewers? Give me what you can remember, and I'll see if I fill in any of the gaps.
Super Savage. Royal Menagerie Extreme.
You can tell where his priorities are.
Yeah, of course. Return to Ivalice. What else was there?
And you know so many of them, and you're just not thinking of them.
Yeah, I know. I'm drawing a blank because you put me on the spot.
Chat Blitzball's not one of the things.
No. I'm so glad we were there at the same fucking time because I saw it. Shirogane housing.
Don't use the chat to cheat, Sly. Come on.
You
want me to help with the rest?
Yes.
Main scenario quests.
I mean, the usual shit.
No. We need to do the whole thing. Main scenario quest. 1 new expert dungeon.
Okay.
21. Potentially side story. We don't know if it's Hildebrand or something new, but we already know that they've done a pretty good job of side quests this far. And Hildebrand that we're still not 100% sure on. We have the new PvP mode with 2 sides and the siege weapons. That's an important one. We have the new beast tribes. That's another one. What else do we have? Because now I'm still forgetting things. Eureka is in 4.15 for the new weapon and the new zone to have there. There's something else I'm missing. There is. I don't know what it is though. And obviously we would have a new season for the feast about halfway through as well. And then I think I feel like there's something else I'm missing, but there's always a bunch of little things that they squeeze in there that we don't ever really remember, or that we don't find out about till much closer.
When do you think we're starting to get new primals?
Well, Royal Menagerie is our extreme primal for that patch. So 4.2.
Yeah,
so 4.2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Royal Menagerie isn't new. It's just extreme. But,
right.
Yeah, like new primal, just regular new primal.
I hope they give us the Crafting Beast Tribe as quick as possible. I don't think they will. I think they'll wait till like 4.3.
Because you're going to use that shit to level, aren't you?
Absolutely. Don't make me feel guilty about that. Of course I'm going to use it to level.
It's so fucking easy. Oh my God. I don't even need that shit by the time.
You know what else is really easy?
What?
Crafting Beast Tribes. Crafting Beast Tribes are really easy.
I'm not going to need them by that. I mean, I'll do them. At that point, it's community service. Because I'm already like, I've only got 3 more to go. 3 more.
Moogle, do you know how much money people made doing those Moogle quests for a year on those fucking glass fibers?
Yeah, people still do.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. The leveling is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah, the leveling is a byproduct, and like now it'll just be community service for me. I mean, it's money for free basically because I'll have all my crafters done. Yeah, again, by the way, 5 crafters done, 3 more to go. Fuck all y'all who said I wasn't gonna do this shit. Fuck all of you.
And by all y'all, he means me. And then I told you guys he wouldn't.
And then everybody else in chat who said, no, Sly, no snowball chance in hell. No, you're not going to do it. Fuck y'all.
There you go. Let's see. There'll be a live letter, 4.1 part 2. That's not news. We already know they do that. They talk about Omega Savage. They talk about the NGC crafting committee might create a whole load of original quests for the upcoming 14-hour broadcast. I don't really know what to take from that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't remember what the NGC crafting committee is.
For the broadcast or for us?
That's what I mean. Like, is it going to be revealed or is it just for the broadcast? I hope that's not what they're making him do is craft for 14 hours. How many crafters can you get to 70 in 14 hours?
You can get at least 2.
He's going to run out of leaves, man.
Well, it depends on how many leaves he has. How many
he's
leaves
gonna have
he
100, but he's gonna run out.
And what gear he has, yeah. Because if you have like fucking Ironworks gear, you're done. Yeah, good job. Is he gonna have to gather? Is he gonna have to gather, or everyone will try trading him stuff. Yeah,
matter.
Yeah,
it won't matter at all. Then they have just some comments about some of the guests. Tanaka Rie is going to be there. Yoshino Nanjo is going to be talking. Is going to be there. Akihiro Hino is going to be talking about online games. He's the level 5 CEO. They confirm there's no Yokai Watch collaboration that's going to be talked about there.
Thank you.
Thank God. Their expectations for Omega Delta Savage was as expected.
Yeah.
1
and 2 easy. For people struggling 3 and 4, so yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, sometimes the Party Finder 2 is a little bit of a struggle. A lot of 04 Savage pugs have started popping up on Ether. Ones that are winning, to be clear.
That's what I want.
Yeah, no, they're the successful. They're just literally it's weekly 2 chest 04 Savage. So I might be able to reliably do that. Maybe starting next week I'll try, but I've been doing page clears, so we'll see how I end up feeling about it. But then we have some comments about, as they called it here, Beyond Savage. Now that's still not the official name. They're gonna reveal the official name this Friday. He says it's gonna be pretty epic and terrifying and dreadful and breathless.
You better be fucking BIS for this shit, boys. You better be BIS. Yeah.
It says it's the hardest content he's helped develop since he joined the development team. Specifically, this is Pseudo Kenji.
Well, again,
since he joined the team is the key word.
Safe to say BBIS, but take that with a grain of salt. Because
be best in Sly and Meld Vitality.
Yeah, Meld Vitality too. But
you want to know why I know that?
Why?
Because this comment is made. The difficulty is roughly the same as the second coil of Bahamut Savage. In Yoshi P's words, please think of the difficulty somewhere around second coil Savage.
And you're thinking back on your experiences with
I think back on my experience. Vitality Meld's not 100% necessary, but they leave room for at least 1 mistake to be made.
Okay.
They buy you a second or 2 extra to make sure you get things done, especially thinking to, I guess, turn 7 Savage was a fucking disaster. If you didn't have Vitality Melds, man, when it got to the Quadra Poisons, it was a disaster.
Hmm.
Disaster. So keep that in mind. To be fair, healers kind of already go with vitality because even at best in slot, they don't really give a shit too much about their melds. And tanks don't meld vitality because they already have it. So this really is a message only to DPS who may or may not be considering it.
And no story for Beyond Savage. Again, this is basically for the hardcore who don't give a shit about story and just want their fucking, not even loot, but, you know, prestige, quote unquote.
Snowflakes, we call them. The special snowflakes. I want my fucking special snowflake. I don't want to be a special snowflake, but I want one like framed and like eternally frozen so I can hang it up on my fridge.
So a title?
With a magnet.
So a title?
Yeah.
Someone walk around with that? Yeah, okay. All right.
I'll get it done. Or as the chat's calling it, shit to do.
Yeah, it's shit to do.
Shit to do.
Like, don't worry about, you don't have to worry, but mainly if you're BIS, you don't have to worry about, Savage anymore. You can just go in on Super Savage. Yeah.
Dude, you know what my favorite thing's going to be? And I'm going to need popcorn. I'm going to need a large icy for this. Is Reddit the day it comes out.
Oh my God. The day it comes out. The next episode after the day it comes out, we should just make a thing of reading Reddit comments for Super Savage.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, Sly.
No,
it's a great idea, but it's a bad idea.
That is an awesome idea. What do you think, Chad? Is that a great idea?
Official forums, the movie. No, so okay. These are the threads. Are you ready for the threads?
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna name the threads before they come out.
Okay.
Sly.
All right.
Making content so few people can do is dumb. Why do I need to clear 04 Savage to do new content? Why would you gate this content? The rewards aren't enough.
I can tell you we're gonna see that one. I'm like, do you not know what this shit is gonna give you? It's not enough. I want a weapon. I want to be able to shit on people. No, you get a title. Walk away. Good job.
Here's another one. Please make it so you can't ever unsync this. Here's another one. It's not even hard. It's just a gear check. I'm doing them all, man. I'm doing them all. That's it. That's what I'm going for here. So, we know the story one won't be related.
What makes this look even worse and more memey is if the day of it gets cleared in like less than an hour.
So that won't happen. That being said,
you really think so?
I'm 100%.
Okay. All right.
Is this 01 Savage, Sly?
Well, we were kind of prepped for Savage and everything. And yeah. Okay. Now, all right. We'll both give our guesses, but I'll let you go first. How long do you think this will take to clear?
So here's the thing. If it's just a matter of, which it will, you have the 345 weapon, full 340 gear. There's nothing gear-wise stopping you from progressing on this fight. You are as strong this week as you will be the next week.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, it either gets beat the day of or at max 3 days. It would have to be fucking stupid it would have to be Nisi levels of dumb for it to take longer than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say a day. Max. Okay. I'm not even going anywhere past a day. I'm not even going to put an or on it. Just it
really for me depends on if they throw it at turn 7 Savage levels or turn 8 Savage levels. Because turn 6 Savage was a couple hours for some of the first groups. Turn 9 Savage is then the one that's ranked after that. Turn 9 Savage is far from the hardest one. In fact, it's probably the one that is the most balanced of all of them. And then you have turn 7 and 8, which are interchangeable. As a DPS, I think turn 7 is boring, but I know healers hate it. Turn 8, I love as a DPS because it's super movement intensive and you have very short windows to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. I love turn 8 Savage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm that's kind of, I think less than a day. My bet is on less than a day. The first group will clear it in less than a day. No pressure, first group, just so you know. I just can't imagine skill gating people for that long at this point in the game's life cycle. I don't. They're going to meld Vitality on day 1 and be ready. They're not going to have to back out and meld Vitality. It's going to be done. I'm just telling you, man. It's going to be good. And also we have cooldown resets, which makes everything faster, you know? Ever since they introduced that cuts a lot of hours out of raiding, man. You ever had that poll where the paladin uses hollow ground in the first minute? And then you had to wait.
Yep.
Guys, we're going for the kill. We have to wait for all the cooldowns.
And you wipe in 30 seconds and you have to wait.
And you wipe in 30 seconds.
Oh, boy. That was good. Feels good, man.
Yeah. It's bad. So yeah, with no story, I just want to see those forum threads, man. I just want to see them. Next we have just another comment from one of the developers, Bonri Oda, one of the scenario writers. He wrote the story for the western side of things, specifically Alamigo up to Kugane, and then Natsuki Ishikawa did the eastern side of the story. It's just a fun little tidbit there. Mm-hmm. No more they're not adding more Aetherites to the game, so stop asking. If I know you're tired of teleporting to Mordona to get to the southwestern half of Corthus Central, and I know you're tired of the Waking Sand still not having one, but sorry. Let's see. There are plenty of places like Ameno Miyashira contain loads of meanings but are unused. Maybe they'll use them for some side quests in the future.
Maybe.
No confirmation on Magnai finding his moon.
He ain't gonna get a bay. He ain't gonna get a bay ever.
They have ideas, they said. Dude, imagine Hildebrand trying to help Magnai find his love.
Just let him bang Sadu. I mean, we already know it's going to fucking happen. Let them fucking bang.
So here's what's going to happen. Hildebrand's going to show up in the Awesome Step, right? And Magnai's going to be looking for his moon, and he's going to be trying to stick to the whole Al Ra thing, but Nashu's going to fall in love with him and try to get him to go against his religion. And he's just not going to be having it. And then he's going to find his moon, and the Nashu's going to be depressed.
Yeah, it's going to be Sadu.
And Gigi is still fucking turned off.
It's going to be Sadu. It's going to be Sadu. Like, I don't know why they're delaying the inevitable. They just need to fucking bang and get it over with.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Swimming related contents, if any, will happen in newer areas. If any. If, not will.
So Haps, what about that?
Shut the fuck up.
I had to go there. I'm sorry. That just left it wide open. So you sure we're not gonna?
I will kill you.
Maybe we see Titus. Okay, I'm stopping.
Sly, just because you're across the country doesn't mean I can't find you.
Okay. All right.
You got to go to a fan fest at some point, and I know you drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. You better be careful who's around you when you buy some alcohol at Vegas next time.
Okay.
I'm just saying. All right.
But what if we hit Jack and teaches a blitzball? Okay, go ahead.
So anyway.
No Jack? No Titus? No Jack? I mean, I have my Abe's.
I will turn the show around, Sly.
I have my Abe's outfit ready to fucking go.
You might have control of the stream, but I still have control of the meeting.
I have my Abe's outfit ready to fucking go. Like, let's
Sly. You in an Abe's outfit would send the fans running in the opposite direction.
I've raided naked before.
That's great. Anyway. So jump potions are not as used as the developers thought.
The
game was ruined by jump potions, man. Didn't you know? The game was ruined. It's unplayable.
You think?
I can't. What happened?
You figure?
Yeah, dude, it's unplayable. Absolutely ruined. I don't know how they didn't think this would happen.
There was one official post that I saw. I think Mal brought it to my attention, one of my mods. It said, quote unquote, like not verbatim, but like something along the lines of, I don't know if this is because of jump potions and everything and new players, but I see a lot of people equipping the wrong the wrong equipment for their stats, for their specific job and stats.
Oh yeah, like, pre-level 70 people have done that a lot. Like there's a lot of ninjas who would wear like strength accessories. This is before jump potions. I saw this a lot before jump potions, man.
And it's still going on apparently.
Yeah, because if once if you're someone who doesn't read before, just because you can now throw $25 at a potion doesn't mean you read now. In short, that's the easiest way to put it. You still got to be willing to read things. So, yeah, I'm not really too. I am surprised that it sold less than they thought it was going to.
I mean, because the majority of it was us, the people who actually played the game. I mean, you're going to get a little bit of turnover from new players or people who haven't been on in quite a while, but just want to catch up to everybody else. And people who, move servers or make a character on a server, they don't feel like transferring, but they feel like making a character on the server and they want to catch up to everybody else. Jump potions. Believe me, it's come up a lot in the past few weeks. But yeah, out of that demographic, that's not a lot in comparison to the main demographic, which is the people already playing the game. So
you want to know something funny? I don't know if he used the jump potion, but someone in my free company has the new player symbol when he beat 04 Savage. So
yeah, jump potion.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's very possible to not use the jump potion and get all the way up to 04 Savage with the new player symbol, but I thought it was funny because I was like, who is this person's name's Baka? That's what it is. That's the name. And it was like new player symbol. Oh, like, yeah, that's him. I was like, fucking imagine making a new character every patch just to try and beat the most current raid with a new player symbol every time. Just to like weird people out.
I could see that happen a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now this was for me the most interesting tidbit. The possibility that the 4.x series will contain 4.6, 4.7, and so on. Obviously, they're just not putting an upper limit.
Yeah, when I read this, I was thinking about the time frame of everything. One person, brought to my attention so Sly, when are we getting the next fan fest? I'm like, well, if everything kind of sticks to where it is now in terms of the development cycle, then we should probably only be seeing a 4.5, 4.55, 4.5, 1 and 2, and then our next fan fest will be 2 years from now. That kind of turns.
Well, no, we're about 13 months from the next first fan fest. Whether it's North America or not, we don't know.
Yeah.
We fucking better get to go last this time. Japan got to go last. Europe got to go last. Our turn to go last. We get all the cool announcements.
So you're thinking our next fan fest is going to be the February?
Like February, yeah.
I'm down for that. I'm actually down for that.
I don't think it's going to happen, dude. I think we're going to be first again. It's just going to happen, man. If we
clamor enough on the forums, everybody in North America clamor enough on the forums. We want to.
That's not going to do shit, dude. They probably They probably already rented the space. Like they probably had to rent the space and the time for it when they got it last time.
But I'm sidetracking myself. Like FanFest is one thing, but the development cycle in general, it's 4.6, 4.7, definitely possible. They have a lot of plans for the story, so I can honestly see that, but I don't see it going beyond maybe 4.7.
Dude, the thing for me with, I think 4.6, 4.7 is, does that mean Omega has an extra tier? Does that mean they do something else after Omega? Does that mean Return to Evilise isn't going to be done in 3 patches? Like, what does that mean?
Didn't they say that they were going to just keep, rating at 4 tiers? Basically, we only get 12 fights.
12 fights. Well, I mean, if they do this, we'd have more than that.
But do we really want?
I mean, I always want more fights. It's just,
I don't know.
And then what does that mean for the expansion? Does that mean the next expansion, do they push it back? However, that would be 3.5 months. And then it's usually 5 months after the last patch. So let's assume they go to 4.7. That's 7 months. Plus add 5 months after 4.7 for expansion launch. That's a year.
I'm pretty sure they already have an idea of what the next expansion is going to be. And like if this is the case, they're trying to buy time because it might be a really big expansion. So either way, I'm for it. There is a downside. I was about to say I don't see a downside, but there is a downside in the fact that we have delayed content. The question is, would the 6 and 7 be actual filler content?
That's what I don't know, man. Is that where they would test the ground on like new shit that they've never done before, like, or test it further?
You mean Blitzball?
I will fucking find you and stick your face in a toilet.
I had to go there. You said new content, but like, yeah, that would be that honestly, since brought it up, that'd probably be the perfect time to do it.
There's no perfect time. The perfect time is never. Yeah,
the perfect time is never. But if you're talking about new shit, then
it's not new shit. It came out fucking 10 years ago when the first game came out.
New shit in 14.
In fact, that's not even 10 years ago. It's like fucking 16 years ago now.
Yeah. But yeah, new shit in 14. If you wanted to present new shit in 14, I guess in a filler patch, like after main story pretty much is wrapped up, after raid is wrapped up. Yeah.
I'll stick your face in a bidet. Thanks.
God damn it. How did we get back to fucking who in chat? Who in chat?
Thank you, Tequila.
Oh God, Tequila. God damn it.
In a bidet.
In a bidet. God damn it.
But first you have to use the toilet. So good old bidet story. Remember when I told you I wasn't going to tell anyone and then you told everyone?
Yeah, I had no problem.
You seem to have a problem right now. Yeah. Oh, Sly. Oh, you. And other than that, they just talked a little bit about supporting other languages and how it's kind of tough between the scenario team having to worry about the way it translates and more forum support for it. They also said Europe had a very large growth of players thanks to some of the more recent promotions. And yeah, that's just it. They still haven't gotten the cloud now, but
I mean, apparently they don't have Hardee's or what was our other promotions? They don't have Hardee's, Carl's Jr.
What was the cookies?
The cookies, the
honey, the Cinnabuns, or the little cinnamon
the snack
buns?
Cakes and shit. Yeah,
yeah.
They don't
have that.
They don't have that. Yeah, they don't have WrestleMania. They don't have good old Vincent Kennedy McMahon doing all that shit. Yeah. No, they got by just fine. Apparently, we didn't get a lot.
Here they come dressed as chocobos from Final Fantasy 14. Wow, they sure look cool. Sorry, it's just WrestleMania all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Zoom's letting me know my internet connection is unstable. Now it's letting me know after everything.
Yeah, let me know. I'm like, wait. What?
No, it's letting me know.
No, I saw the text too.
Yeah, it's because of me though.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, Mrs. Freshley's. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I think that's a wrap for this week's show. So Sly, you're not gonna have to worry about hosting the show much longer.
Yay!
I'm thirsty as shit though, man. Between starting the show late and yelling all this, it gets tiring, man.
Yeah. Like it's almost post show. Get yourself something to drink.
It's almost post. No. I'll wait till post show. I'll wait till after post show. As a matter of fact. Yeah. So Sly, do you know how the end of the show works? Oh, actually, before the end of the show, we have to do something. This is something that keeps kind of slipping my mind because I'm not used to doing it.
Yeah.
And it's the patron thing. So for those who don't know, Say the Realm gets flagged on YouTube every week now. Pretty much for the first 2 or 3 days it's on YouTube. I mean, I say fuck a lot. I'm sorry. I say it. I could clean it up, but I can't stop and edit out or put bleeps over it and do all that stuff. So what we've been doing is we've been allowing people to sponsor the show. And we've had quite some interest. Some people haven't given us their names yet, Sly. But I mean, we have quite a few names joining the list this week. We've got Goetia Valefar of Siren, Jean-Francois P Michaud, or P Michaud. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's very French. and I'm actually a little intimidated by it. Jean-Francois. Dude, I'm impressed. That's a fucking cool name. Like, that's the kind of name you walk up on somebody with and you steal their girlfriend, like, on the spot. That's it. That's the name. So change your name to that. Jean-Francois. There you go. We have Themacholuis. We have Fersh of Faerie. We have TinColossus, Phoenix Stanford Company on Goblin. Obidal, whose name I can never get right. We have Serren from Zodiark, and then a few more added to the list for some of our higher tier supporters. We have Kurenai Oni, who just pledged earlier, yesterday, actually, I think. We have Killerhackman, Cheers, Myles. We have Raul Jr. added to the list. And I'm not going to do this every week. I'm not going to name every patron every week. Mostly just going to name the new ones. But since it's only the second week, I'll throw in Kiltastic Jones, Real Gaming, and Darklight as previous elite tiers as well. So thank you, those of you who've been supporting the show in lieu of YouTube's recent fuck you. Because one thing I won't do, Sly, it's one thing I won't do.
What won't you do?
I will not post this on YouTube, wait for it to get cleared 2 days later, and then post it. Because imagine us fucking recording this on Tuesday and not getting posted till like Friday, Saturday, waiting for the actual, like, okay. That'd be every video from now on, Sly. We don't want that. Can't do it.
No, you can't.
No. Can I call you Jean-Francois? You're going to change your name?
No, I'm not.
The chat seems to think that you're going to do it.
No, I'm not.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Because you look like you were considering it. If you ever do consider it, I'll change all the overlays.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. All right.
But thank you, patrons. Thank you, patrons.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, patrons. Sly and I are still in discussions about doing other stuff with State of the Realm. But, when we have more information, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
Slyfrancois. Jean Slythefox. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, so that's going to be a wrap for this show. Since I'm actually doing all the control things, I'll let you, Haps, you can tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, I get to go first?
Yes, you can.
I get to go first.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, with my shitty, I was going to actually move this green screen, but there's like boxes behind it and shit.
Boxman.
Yeah, like I've got all Boxman's boxes behind here. Anyway, I'm one of the hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveromo, as I say at the start of the show. It's really weird going first, Sly. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You can find me, Mr. Happy 1227, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, IG. Only thing I've ever posted there is cat pictures, really, and food. So, if even, sometimes just go straight to Twitter. So, follow me there. If you'll be at PAX West this coming weekend, I'm going to be doing a bunch of interviews and recordings all over the place at PAX this weekend, but I'll also have a meet and greet on Sunday at 12:30 to 2. And I'm going to be giving away these Kappa cards while I'm there. These Kappa cards, it's unique art made specifically for some of us Twitch streamers to get Kappa cards. It's got our names, it's got the cool art, and you can collect them, and a lot of other streamers have them too, and it's really cool. So come by, grab one, say hi, high five, picture, whatever it is you got to do. And I'll also be streaming on the Twitch front page on Sunday at 2:30. So I kind of want to do Neo X Death the front page, but we'll see if I can arrange that or not. Sly, what are you doing this week? Where can they find you at? Give us the deets.
You can find me on twitch.tv/Slyakagreyfox. You can find me on Instagram at Slyakagreyfox07, but I hardly post there. You can find me on Twitter at Slythefox. You can find me on Facebook at Slyakagreyfox. You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/TheVelvetRoom, where the most recent Danganronpa V3 demo, I did that on Saturday. It has been uploaded. It was fucking hilarious. I cannot wait to play this on the 26th. And yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me.
In case anyone doesn't know, by the way, we're moving the show that week from the 26th to the 27th for him, so he can go full donkey rompers that day.
Yeah, boy.
All right. I think on that note, I think we can wrap up the show for the week, Sly. Good job. That's not sarcasm. Good job. Thank you for being clutch. Can I get some clappas for Sly for coming in clutch this week?
I don't like doing this.
Why?
It's too much work.
Sly, it stays on one scene 90% of the time.
It's too much work.
It's too much work. All right. Okay, Sly. Well, let's move over into the post show. Patron's name will be on the screen. And since it's just you and me, it'll probably be a pretty short one this week, especially after all the technical difficulties and the fact that we're running like an hour late. So thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. We'll see you next week, or hopefully my internet is not a butt. And until then, take care.
See you next week.